Okay, so hello everyone. We are here for this session now, class 7. What is the name of our chapter?
Physical and chemical changes.
Okay, so in this chapter we will study about physical and chemical changes we observe around us. Okay, now the very first thing that we need to learn is about physical properties and physical changes. Now, can anyone tell me the name of a change where we observe change in state only?
Melting of ice.
You
Tearing of paper.
and you?
Boiling of water.
Boiling of water. So boiling, tearing of paper, melting of ice, they all are physical changes. What are the other properties of these changes? They involve only qualitative and quantitative changes in properties like color, state. There is no formation of new substance and they are reversible. Can we freeze the water we obtain after melting ice?
Yes, sir.
Yes, it means that they are reversible changes. Now we come to chemical changes and chemical properties. These are properties that cannot be studied without changing the chemical composition of a substance. We need to change the chemical properties, chemical composition of a substance to observe these changes, and remember, these all are irreversible changes. Once they happen, they cannot be reversed. Okay, now some examples. The very first example that we will study is burning of magnesium ribbon. When magnesium ribbon is burnt, it produces magnesium oxide and light. Here is the picture of it. You can see here a person is holding magnesium ribbon in tongs. This is the magnesium ribbon, and on burning it produces white light. In the process, magnesium react with oxygen and produce magnesium oxide, which is a white colored salt, white colored substance obtained here in this china dish. This way, in the reaction, magnesium and oxygen react and produce a new substance, magnesium oxide, with change in color, formation of light and formation of heat. So all these three changes, color, formation of heat and light, they indicate that it is indeed a chemical reaction, a chemical process. Okay. Now we come to next change, that is lime water test. A very interesting test. Okay. Now Prathamesh, come here. Now you have a very important duty today. This is a solution of calcium hydroxide in water and we call it lime water. Okay. What is the color of the solution? Transparent. Okay. So now we'll see the chemical magic today. He will blow the air and push your lungs for that. He will blow the air through this solution and he will observe some magic. Actually, chemistry is all about magic. Change in color, state, everything. So we will observe one magic, a change in color today. Within the test tube by blowing air only. He is pushing his lungs out. Yes. Okay, now thank you. Okay. Thank you, Prathamesh. Move back to your seat. So, this is a sample of lime water and this is now solution obtained after he pushed the air through lime water. Do you observe any change in color?
Yes,
sir.
Yes. What is the color of this solution?
Milky.
Milky. So we are observing a change in color for sure. So it should be a chemical change. Now what is the new substance formed? This is the reaction. Carbon dioxide passes with lime water and produces calcium carbonate, a new substance which is white in color and insoluble in water. Remember, the very chalk we use in our classrooms, the very marble on which we move is made up of calcium carbonate. Okay, and that is insoluble in water. That's why it comes out as white substance that is insoluble and make the solution milky. Okay, so this time a color change indicate a chemical substance is produced in the reaction. Now next change is displacement reaction, a reaction in which a metal displaces some other metal from its salt solution. This is the example example that we will study. This is a test tube containing a solution of copper sulfate, and in this solution, okay, I will take one test tube. I will put some iron nails, that is all pins in it, and will wait for some changes to occur. So here I have placed some iron nails, all pins in a test tube. Do I expect some chemical reaction? Yes, but it will take some time. Okay, now what will we observe in the reaction? See, it is originally a blue colored solution which you can observe here. The color of iron nail all pin is grey. So we are reacting a grey metal with blue colored salt solution to produce a green colored salt solution and formation of copper metal. In this reaction, copper metal is replaced by iron, so we call it displacement reaction. Now there are two changes which we are observing in this reaction. First is change in color and second is deposition of metal. The copper metal present here in solution will deposit on the iron nail, and as a result the size of iron nail increases. It becomes thick. You can see here the iron nail in green solution is thicker as compared to iron nail in blue solution. So this way we can observe chemical changes. Now, can both change occur together? Yes, there are many examples where both change occur together. For example, when we burn paper, what are the changes we observe? Anyone tell?
Sir, physical and chemical changes.
What are the changes that indicate a chemical change has occurred?
Sir, burning of ash makes burning of paper produces ash, which is a chemical change, and its state also changes.
State changes. So you are saying ash is a new substance. So is there any other point that indicated a new substance, any change? Yes?
So smoke is produced.
Smoke is produced, a new gas, change in smell, odor,
Sir, change in temperature or
change in temperature,
heat is produced.
release of heat, change in color, paper is white, ash is black. So all these changes, they just integrate together and indicate us that yes, in a single chemical process, more than one changes can be observed. And a very common change is rusting of iron. You all know what is rusting? What is the color of rust? What is the color?
Brownish.
Brownish color. Okay. So when we keep iron objects in open for some time, for few days, they react with oxygen and water present in air and develop a layer called rust, like shown in this image. Okay. Now this rust is of brown color. Remember, this rust is a new chemical substance and its formula is iron oxide, which is hydrated. Remember, the product is iron oxide which combine with water molecules, and this will produce hydrated iron oxide. So here a new substance is formed with color change that indicates it is a chemical change. Okay. Now these are certain methods by which we can prevent rusting of iron. It can be painting, can be oiling, greasing, electroplating, alloying, galvanization. All these are changes. Can anyone tell me what is galvanization? Yes?
So the layer of zinc is applied to the iron to prevent it from rusting.
Yes. In galvanization, we coat a layer of zinc metal over iron to produce galvanized iron objects. Why do we use zinc here? Can anyone tell? So what do you think? Is zinc more reactive or less reactive than iron? Less reactive. So it will not react with air and water. Okay. Now there is our last process, crystallization. Now what do we do in crystallization? You see this solution of copper sulfate?
Yes, sir.
Yes, here are crystals of copper sulfate. We take copper sulfate crystals and we dissolve them in water with heating to prepare a saturated solution of copper sulfate, a solution in which no more copper sulfate can be added. temperature, maybe 70 degrees C, maybe 80 degrees C. Then what we do is we just cool that solution for some time, for a few hours, maybe overnight. And when it cools down, we observe that crystals of very beautiful blue colored crystals of copper sulfates are observed, which come out of the solution. In this process, as we obtain crystals of a substance from its saturated solution, we just call it crystallization. And remember, it is a very important process that is used to obtain pure salts from impure salts. For example, the very common salt you eat at your home's as taste maker food is obtained through this process. Okay? Now, this completes our chapter. Thank you and have a nice day.